Do you eat any sort of dessert?
Yeah, fruit, good fruit. So I love desserts, right? Like I love good food. It's about the ingredients, right? So the ingredients matter because the body is a machine. So it was created for a specific purpose and a specific function. If we decide to eat whatever we want, like indulge in whatever we want, yeah, we can. But that doesn't mean that it's good for you. So I love dessert, I love food, but it's about the ingredients. You can make an unhealthy cheesecake and a healthy cheesecake. You can make an unhealthy carrot cake and a healthy one. So it's about what ingredients you use. So when people are trying to make food, enjoy it. Be merry, enjoy, drink, whatever you want, have food, but just make sure that the ingredients are good because your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. In order for you to have full access to the Holy Spirit with deep level of affinity and acuteness, and that means a sensibility.
Yeah.
Then your body, people said, I felt the Holy Spirit talk to me. I felt. A lot of people don't know how to feel because their body is sedated, right? So there's a reason why Daniel did not eat the food of Babylon. There's a reason why Daniel abstained from the king's food. Why? Because it defiled him. It said that he proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's portion.
Interesting. So follow-up question on that. Old Testament, certain foods don't eat, especially the ones maybe in that instance, food sacrifice, like food that was being offered as a idol sacrifice. In the New Testament, Paul talks about how
Paul, not Jesus.
So you don't listen to Paul?
That's not what I said. I said Paul's not Jesus.
True, but he's talking about how.
But he's not Jesus.
So what do you choose to listen to and not in the Bible?
What is Jesus' diet?
What do you think his diet is?
I don't know. It's for you to figure out. It's a quest.
No, I'm asking you. You brought it up.
Not all food is created equal. When you look at pork and when you look at these things, there's a reason why God has said, do not eat unclean things. For example, the pork, right? The pork has no pores, so it can't secrete toxins. So naturally the toxins are absorbed in the body. So there's so much to unpack. We'll have to unpack so much after this podcast. People are gonna be like, "This, I'm gonna go eat some hamburgers
bacon
now and have some bacon. Screw this guy."
Wait, do you not eat any beef?
I try to reduce as much of it as possible because meat is really good. There is a lot of good components to it, but the body does not need meat. The body does not need as much food as one thinks it does. You can be fed by many things, amino acids, electrolytes, you're fed by the sun, you're fed by the elements, but people's bodies so out of touch. They think that the energy of the body comes from eating food, when in reality, the body is designed to produce infinite energy from itself. However, what we need is our amino acids. What we need is our essential minerals. We don't need infinite food. That's why you have breatharians and you have Jesus being able to be 40 days and 40 nights fasting with no food and water, not because of anything besides the fact that he understood how the body actually worked. So if you understand how the body actually works, if you understand Adam and Eve, they were eating fruits, right? They were eating from what God created. They weren't eating flesh. They weren't eating animals. They were eating what God provided. That's why you even see in Genesis, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I may be going on a whim here, says that God, killed the animal to clothe them. It didn't say that they killed the animal in order for them to eat food. You have the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Does it say kill people? Or say that thou shalt not kill? Could you imagine Jesus just ripping the neck of a cow? Does that sound like love?
Okay, let
me ask you. Does that sound like love?
No.
Could you picture Jesus butchering a lamb?
No.
Who are you called to be like?
Jesus, but he was the lamb that was slain.
Yes,
right?
Sure.
But let me ask you, do you think that's being almost too critical of the text? Like for example,
that is being specific.
Is that too specific?
That is on point.
Interesting. So, do you eat fish?
I don't like fish, unfortunately.
But like,
So this is not a moral. This is not a moral. Like we have morality. We've been discussing morality. Like we've been discussing morality, and then we're discussing design. So I want to make sure that we have a distinction here.
oh, so you don't think like,
It's not. I'm not saying it's immoral. I'm just. What's immoral is us creating these cow farms where we're just butchering and we're killing these animals, which is God's creation, then throwing it in the garbage. That's not love. That's not being a steward of God's creation. That does not say I'm connected to God. That screams dishonor. That screams miscare. That screams misuse. I could right now cut human flesh, put it on the grill, and you'd be like, wow, this meat tastes really good. Not about taste, it's about design. So we have morality, talking about sex, we're talking about your relationship with God, and then we have design. What was the body designed to be? What was the design of the human? And the human's design is to understand that we've been created in a certain way. So that's why we have cancer, tumors, people have ulcers, people's mouth is all diseased. It's because what they're inputting into their body is not in sync with their anatomy, is not in sync with their design. People, I have had to come to terms with these things the more I study Jesus. I've had to come to terms. That's why James and Paul argued so much. And James, who was the brother of Jesus, said, I urge you, Paul, to come back to the faith. I urge you, because Paul saw a bright light on his way to Damascus the same way that what? Muhammad saw a bright light. And he acted out of fear, same way Paul acted out of fear. If you look at the Orthodox Church, and then you look at the Catholic Church, and you look at the Reformation that took place from this branch, and then you look at the fact that the Orthodox Church maintained its traditions because it was the church of the disciples, there's two different dichotomies, but this is all God's design, because this is designed to bring forth the Armageddon, which is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam all together for the final crescendo. This may sound super schizo to everybody, like, how the fuck is Luke talking about all these things? I thought we were going to talk about Bitcoin.
I didn't think we were talking about Bitcoin. Maybe other people did. So let me ask you, okay, I mean, I got a lot of questions, but yeah.
Don't we all, bro?
So you don't read any of the epistles?
I love Paul, and I love his service for Christ. I love what he did, but it doesn't mean that he was perfect.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the letters that he wrote were without narrative and without agenda, that the letters that he wrote were for everybody. They were to the people that he was speaking to. That's why I'm able to see them for what they were. I'm able to see them for what they were. Do you know that before the 1611 King James, there was the Apocrypha inside of the Bible? It's called the Intertestament.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
I have read the Apocrypha before.
What do you think?
Okay, well, actually, even before the 1611 and before that, I mean, there's a Hebrew Tanakh from 400 AD that didn't have the Apocrypha in it. So, that's something that I think about. Have you ever been to I don't know if you've ever been to the Museum of the Bible. It's in D.C., but that's like...
No, I should go.
It's very fascinating.
And mind you, I want to let everybody know that I'm just trying to do my best to honor God. I don't have all the answers. I'm not telling everybody how they should live or what they should do. And I'm come from Argentina. That's the beef capital of the world. I've been eating meat for the 30 years. Like, these are things that God is teaching me. God is trying to show me. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm just sharing my perspective. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. I'm not here to tell, just want to show, as my body becomes healthier, Brian Johnson, for example.
Yeah.
He has the blueprint for longevity. People can look at that blueprint and say, oh, he's an idiot. Oh, he's taking it too far. But when you look at the fruits, right? You look at the fruits, then you can determine what is real. And what is this fruit? That he has removed all microplastics from his body, that he has reduced aging. And what is his diet? It's a vegan diet. He has all of his amino acids. He has all of his resources. It's the blueprint, not for immortality. That's where the fallacy is. It's the ability to live a long life. Have you watched a video called In Shadow?
Mm-mm.
It's a video in shadow that describes how society has inverted and warped everything.